This week on Fade to Obsidian, we talk chapters 6 through 10 of Lightbringer. Discussions of violence, death, as well as coarse language is used. Viewer discretion is advised.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Fade to Obsidian, your podcast about Red Rising ships and ships and ships. And I am Crescent, as always, joined by Skipper.
Hello.
And today we are joined by special guest Bond. Welcome, Bond.
Hello, hello, hello. How we doing?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic.
It's been a long day, but I'm excited to talk nerd things and drink whiskey.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's okay. So let's write off. Who are you? Why are you Bond? And I guess what type of whiskey are you drinking if we've already hinted at the whiskey?
Indeed, it is whiskey. So Bond. Apparently, so I've only been in the den for, I think it's only been 3 months or so now. But apparently I came in like a bit of a hurricane and just kind of dove in and started making friends. Right off day one, and as such, bonds were forged. And then, of course, there's all the James Bond jokes that keep being made, and so good things there.
Nice.
Very nice.
As for what I'm drinking, fitting with both the section and my howler name, we are drinking Brothers Bond. This is
nice.
bourbon whiskey.
I have wanted to do that.
Yeah, fitting for the section, and I actually just made the connection about my howler name on my way home from work today. So
That's awesome. Love when it comes together. That's great.
So
Hell
it's
yeah.
This is fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will back up that you are one of our most active members and the loveliest of members that you're always chatting with absolutely everybody. So thank you for being such a wonderful part of the den.
I'm a people person. What can I say?
Yeah.
So here I am.
And Bond is another one of our patrons.
Mm-hmm.
You got a postcard, if I'm not mistaken.
It has not shown up yet if you sent one.
Oh.
I don't
Now
know.
I have to check my list.
Oh no.
Things got awkward.
Oh no.
Crescent does that. Yeah, we'll do our pitch for the Patreon because we're really pushing it this week.
You were not in the first month. Okay,
there we go. Yep.
Okay.
That's why you have not received one.
I was pretty sure I'm like the next batch rather.
Which apparently my name will be signed to those postcards. I didn't.
Oh no, you're
agree.
gonna write more than just your name.
No.
It's literally just gonna be cheers. Skip.
Oh yeah.
That's more than just your name, right?
We're gonna do it while we're streaming on Saturday.
Yes.
They're gonna get progressively more hilarious.
Oh my god.
I am almost jealous of those that get postcards that were signed later in the stream. Because
we'll have to see how
chaos.
we'll put the names in a hat and
then it's every hour a new one will get signed and we'll see what happens.
Oh god.
Not the hat. So I guess by the time this goes out, it will be over. But this weekend, I am going to see Crescent in Saskatoon. We are having Howler Cold.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I was looking at the temperature. It shouldn't be too bad.
It's not going to be bad. It's going to be like
nice
50s for our American viewers and 11 for our
nice light jacket weather, you know.
Yeah, some flannel. It'll be great.
Perfect flannel weather, yeah.
Perfect, yeah.
I wish I could. So we are now doing, it started that I think I just wanted to have a different cocktail every hour and we were like, yeah. And then I don't really know if originally I thought it would be a Patreon thing. And then we came up with the idea of what if the Patreon asked us questions and we randomly selected from the questions. So, I haven't looked at what the questions are, but I know there is at least 15 submitted right now, 5 different people, and then they could ask different questions, and some people went, like, I can see that some people asked 5, some people did 2. So we do have a good amount of questions. And then from there, when we were like, well, how do you want us to, like, do you want a different video every hour? Do you want just a compilation video? I think it was Drip who was like, what if you live streamed the entire day? We're like, well, okay. What else are we doing? So by the time this goes live, it will be done. But if you do join the Patreon, there will be, I'm going to just put it.
Yeah, there will be a VOD of it.
A like 10-hour, we're guessing.
I'm going to have to clear hard drive space.
Yeah, of us just drinking.
Maybe we'll break it up into hour segments.
That would be better for me to then... I'm trying to figure out still how I'm going to... Because I feel like we should still also just clip just the questions, because there's going to be people who go, I don't care to watch you play Red Rising Guess Who. Just tell me the questions. So we will figure all that out, and by the time this is out, I can't guarantee that anything has been edited by then, but it'll have happened, and it will be going live shortly after. We're going to play video games. We're going to probably watch Community. We're going to apparently sign postcards. Yeah, and then I had the idea of... And we've said it a few times. A few people have said in the den of, why don't we play the game Guess Who? You click all the people down using the Red Rising board game.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, I had not heard this idea until today. Skipper sent it. I'm like, yes.
That sounds like 100%. A blast, honestly.
Right?
The best kind of chaos, actually.
Yeah. So we'll report back.
Am I tall?
Oh my god. I think it was Tower put do I have emotional trauma? And we're like, that's every single character. Every single character has emotional trauma. Yeah, we should do you could do personality wise as well as description, because we know them so well that there is some in the board game that it's a one-off character mentioned, but we'll
Skipper's screwed.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll see. But yeah, so by the time this airs, that'll happen, but you join our Patreon and you'll see the VOD, as well as you can then have say in the next time we do something absolutely ridiculous like this, because it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. All right, Skipper, what are you drinking?
Well, I was gonna say,
I think I see Empress.
Yes. So I was trying to come up with manticores are mentioned in this chapter, so I was struggling. I was like, is there a cocktail that's called manticore? And then I failed to actually connect anything to these chapters, but it is an Empress. It's gin and lemonade is all it is, which is probably my favorite drink of all time. That's my go-to. But it is Empress, because the other thing I'll be doing in Saskatoon is the two of us are going to go drink at the Bessborough, which is one of the Grand Railways of Canada, and Empress Gin comes from the Empress Hotel, which is a Grand Railway of Canada. So nice. I'm sure we might drink that as well sometime this weekend in a very fancy bar. That'll be $20 a cocktail.
Yeah, maybe I'll have my first drink of Empress at the Bez.
Have you never had Empress?
I haven't.
No, although the Bess is not a Fairmont. Fairmont Hotels is who bought most of them, and it's a Marriott, so they might not actually have Empress. But we'll see. It's now it's now the leading gin in Canada. So anyway, it's just an Empress gin and lemonade. So what do you have, Crescent?
I actually did manage to theme my drink.
Nice.
Hold on.
Our shit stain gets his shit pushed in. So I'm drinking a Suffering Bastard.
Nice. What is in a Suffering Bastard?
Gin and brandy, lime juice, Ango, and ginger beer.
Nice.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
And then I also have backup Talisker Storm, Scott.
Oh, yeah. Just in case. For the record, I do plan on getting through the entire pitcher of lemonade. Either by staying hydrated or...
Skipper's getting wiggly and is going to be hungover on the plane.
Yeah. Flight's not till 4. It'll be fine. Great. Yeah. All right. So we discussed we are going to do Lysander's chapters first. So it's chapters 6 to 10. Let's just get Lysander out of the way so we can focus on what I think is the most fun chapter in this entire book. Is The Last of Darrows, chapter 10. So, our boy Lysander, and I did in fact do the reading this week, so I am all caught up.
I am actually the one that's not quite finished, but that's okay.
First.
Oh, I thought it was great. You guys had Prepper for last episode, and in her name, Prepper, she is the we've got notes and we've got sticky, and I'm just like, I'm here. Let's talk about things. We'll figure it out as we go.
That's the Skipper style. Is normally what?
That's where I'm at.
Oh, Kurt. Have I even read this chapter in the first 4 years? Yeah. Yeah, but this is again your 4th read through, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh my.
I think you'll be okay. It's four read-throughs since, remember, April, I guess, but still, you've had 6 months, you've read the book 4 times.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, that's impressive. All right.
Two of those were in a week.
Yeah, you just went back to back on that one.
That is painful. Just to your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. But also amazing.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I guess jumping into it, we've got our first shit-stained chapter of Lysander, the ally idiot.
Yeah.
As he's pressing the flesh, trying to get money, trying to get friends, trying to stir the pot.
Mm-hmm. It's very political, which I kind of like. Like, I really enjoy these ones of seeing how backstabby and just dynamics and how it's all working within the golds. Because I feel like it, firstly, huge juxtaposition of when we get the Darrow and you get these relationships. They are typically, for the most part, more... Well, I'm trying to think back to Golden Sun, where there might have been a bit more politics, but for the most part, when we have Darrow or, mainly Darrow, I was going to say Lyria or Ephraim or, Mustang a little bit, but Darrow at least, it's always filled with people of support. And there's a few people you question, but normally there's someone there that you're like, don't worry. That's the person who's got your back. And Lysander, you're like, you are in with the sharks. And you...
A pit of eels.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darrow's... a lot of Darrow's relationships are more... obviously more founded on trust. Even back then, he trusts the Howlers with his life.
Yeah.
He trusts the people around him with his life, and Lysander... trusts the people around him to try and end his life.
Yeah.
We could be so lucky.
Very, very different. Oh God, yeah. No, it's Darrow's got trust and respect, whereas Lysander is analyzing every single individual around him for who's being duplicitous, who's being honest, who's trying to work what angle, and how can I turn that to my own advantage. As opposed to, I know that this person has me if I have a problem.
Yeah.
Lysander has none of that.
No.
Thinks he does. In a couple of spots.
I think
from, Roan, Glarastes.
Yeah.
Kyber.
Yeah, Kyber.
Yeah.
Kyber's a big one.
Yeah.
I
his main 3.
I really love that basically nobody that Lysander interacts with in this entire chapter respects him.
Yeah,
He's just like getting pissed on the whole chapter.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, because you get we get a little bit of Cicero, who is
Racing against his will.
Gone against.
It's Cicero.
Lysander's will.
He is nothing but spectacle. And you have Horatia, who is solely focused on succeeding at making the Lightbringer fly. Doesn't care about anything else other than securing more funds. And gaining support. And that's just so that she can further her own family's name. It's not for Lysander.
No. I think everybody in here is for themselves. Like, even I would say
it's Gold Society.
Well, even though the Greys, like Glarastes, Rona, like, they're still out there, not necessarily, like, Glarastes maybe likes Lysander, but I think he's just covering his own ass and knows that Lysander is his best bet. Right? Like,
I'd say with Glarastes there's a bit of that, and then there is that kind of like wayward son energy that he's got for Lysander. So it's kind of a weird dichotomy there of back and forth.
Yeah, and it actually is mentioned in this in chapter 7, like Lysander is Glarastes' like redemption because he helped Darrow.
With the storm gods and all that.
Yeah, so if he can help Lysander succeed, then that's maybe a way back into the good graces of Gold Society for him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's so interesting. And then, I mean, we also have the background happening of the Carthii versus the Valerie Wrath.
Valerie Wrath,
yeah. Of like how that's playing out, which we'll get to in the next chapter, how it really plays out. But like, that's really interesting, of the intermixing of the family. Hold on, hold for a cat.
Everybody from Spotify switch to YouTube.
There's cats.
To see the cat.
Cats.
Bond comes with pets.
Like ghost dogs.
Yeah, I saw at least one set of tail go by at one point.
Ghost dogs.
Anyways.
But yeah, like, I really like, you get to see that. You get to see everybody's just how they're intermixing. I really like, one of my favorite lines maybe of the book is when Lysander says, you know what the best part of being presumed dead was? No gossip. Right? Because everyone's like, so at Atlantia, it turns out you don't share her thoughts, but you share her bed, and like all of this, and like,
Helios is a gangster.
Love that guy.
I love how they show up, and Lysander's like, oh, Rim deputation, and then he's like, oh wait,
you're not.
No. They're not here for me.
No.
Yeah, I mean, which that does bring us into, we've got, Helios and Diomedes showing up to, Diomedes is chef's kiss. But, they're there to see, they're there to see a violet thespian fulfilling a promise. They're not there for Lysander at all.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, you guys are here, right? Want to shake my hand?
Nope.
Yeah.
Denied.
I just imagine Lysander just standing there with his hand out.
Like that, just really awkward,
just
like
waiting. And like having the conversation where he like tries to convince them to shake his hand. And it goes on for way too long until it ends up happening.
It's just become awkward of like, oh god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, it did. He does not take my hand. I'm shocked, embarrassed. Like I feel like there's like a moment where he goes from this to his face just kind of drops, and then the hand just slowly sinks.
Just it's fine, but then manages later to go, okay, but
split
like,
it into one. Like
you
can take my hand.
Well,
I'll forgive you if you'll shake my hand.
Yeah,
that's all. Come to me in brotherhood, and we'll be homies again. But, which, I mean, you know, in Diomedes' sense of honor is also way up there. And he's like, oh, you know, I lied to you, and that's a big thing for me. I can't come to you in honesty, in fellowship if I've lied to you, and that's weighing on me.
Yeah.
But you know, Lysander, who obviously, I mean, even in his own, you know, inner monologue, is like, I really want this guy to like me, and I thought we were on our way to that. So what's going on?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like comparing
I-
himself back and forth.
I think it's interesting that Lysander says nothing sways Diomedes except for merit,
Mm-hmm.
and it hasn't, and he hasn't been swayed to Lysander's side.
Yep.
So
Fun stuff.
Shocking.
Huh?
Shocking.
Weird.
what does that say?
Yeah. Yeah, very interesting, all of the things. Oh my gosh, I just had another point about Diomedes. It's gone. I'll think of it in a moment.
It ran.
Yeah, it's gone. It was something.
Okay.
No. I'll think about it in a moment.
Catch up to it down the road.
Yeah.
It's all right.
We'll put the train back on the rails. It'll be fine.
It'll be halfway through the Darrow conversation. I'll
You'll be
go,
like,
oh, hold on. But yeah, super interesting. All of these, trying to figure out the power dynamics. And Atalanta is not around, but obviously she's
Still
the
holds.
talk of everybody. Yeah, they call her, what is it?
Yep.
The like legal dictator.
Just yeah,
The
she
lawful.
is. Yeah, she is
Yeah.
the
The
lawful,
lawful
dictator.
dictator. Like you're like, how? Okay.
That's a title, I suppose.
Well, and
Okay,
she's an
that's a weird
appointed
caveat.
dictator. Like, I was like, what do you mean you're an appointed dictator? I'm not going to question it because Pierce has political science background, so that's clearly something that you've done. But in my mind, I'm like, if you're a dictator, you claimed it, which I guess she did. Like, she forced herself to be in that position. But it's still you're a lawful appointed dictator.
Yeah, it's like she made her way in using every caveat, loophole, and rule within the society and got herself on top. And holds it there.
Can we not talk about Atalantia being on top?
Yes. We can, in fact.
She is. There's no way.
It's literally canonical.
Yeah, like whether you want it or not, she's on top. Sorry, guys.
So we also, oh my god!
Welcome back to Fade to Obsidian.
I was gonna
here we
say
are.
I don't want to, and then I was like, right, we are the Fade to Obsidian chat. That, because, so they make jokes about Lysander sharing her bed. Like, is that still an ongoing thing? Like, we don't really know whether or not he's like, well, I've got my races this weekend. Come hang out with you. Like, is he going home? Like. Going back home?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not specifically stated that he is not like it. It's not specifically stated either way, other than somebody saying, "I hear you share her bed, but not her, not her confidence." Right?
Yeah. Which is Helios.
I assume
it wouldn't shock me if they're like keeping up the charade. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like one of those we know, everyone knows that they're, engaged or betrothed, I guess.
Yes.
And they know that said bed sharing has happened. Whether or not it's continuously happening as of right now, I think would be more of a power play on her part of like, he's mine. Like, I'll call him to me when I want, which we then will see later in the next chapter of Lysander.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is trying so hard to make friends, but that's really difficult to do when you're a piece of shit.
For sure. I remember my point of earlier.
Oh, holy shit, we didn't even make it out of the chapter.
We're still in Lysander. Well done.
Fuck yeah. Now she forgets it again.
Yeah, stop talking. Let me just make my point.
Now you know how it feels.
Oh, no, because we learn it's Diomedes makes, that's who I believe, it's during that portion that we learn that Lysander learns that Apollonius has Darrow, which we will talk about on the Darrow section. But the interesting thing about it is, so then they're talking about Cassius, and Diomedes is the one who talks about Cassius and, like, apologizes if, I lie to you and all of that. And they have this Cassius moment. And Lysander says, like, yeah, he was my brother for 10 years, like, all of this great, sweet, cute stuff. And then basically is like, I wonder if I can use that to get into Julia Bologna's vault. Right? And you're like,
right?
So do you actually care? Like, you're injured that he fought on Darrow's side instead of yours and him showing up. But, like, you literally just want him to get his mom's funds.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? What? Like, no wonder nobody likes you. No wonder. Yeah, that was my.
And I like that. I like that Cassius has surprised Lysander. Lysander is shocked that Cassius is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ajax and the Dustwalkers have been hunting him for 8 months.
However long.
In
Yeah.
Heliopolis, and no, he's just hanging out.
He's just
Not being a part of Trash Moon.
not being a part of Trash Moon.
Trash Moon.
What are we getting merch that just says I would or I would
to be
not?
A part of
I
Trash
refuse
Moon.
to be a part of Trash Moon. Someone remind me in the morning to make that design.
You can make it. We can go talk to Slink. Somebody.
Slink and Salem are way better than I am, but yeah. But
I have no talent for that whatsoever.
Same.
But yeah, so it's just funny to me. It's like, dude, like, you're not even, I don't know, his emotional range is all over the place, but also, like, why would anyone be loyal to you if, like, literally you're like, Cassius, oh, my brother, oh, but I wonder if I can use him to get, like, his mom's funds. That would be great.
Can I leverage this?
Yeah.
Cassius' mom has got a gun.
And that's going to be stuck in my head for a little while. Thank you.
You are welcome.
And then, of course, during all of this conversation with Lysander and Helios and Diomedes, Atlas shows up.
Yes.
And is...
Everyone collectively shits themselves.
Yep. Everyone in just a mile, just collective shit. And then, run away.
Yeah.
And then the stain compiles and becomes Lysander.
Indeed. But yeah, and I did rather enjoy Helios throwing the you're a traitor, barb towards Atlas, and him being like, who here is it that's been breaking oaths?
Yeah.
Ain't me.
Yeah.
Bitch. But God, that just their little back and forth is just because of how I think much gravitas all of these characters kind of have, minus Lysander.
Everyone from the Rim.
Yeah, they're just very serious, very kind of reserved, withdrawn people, and it shows in the way that they address each other and handle each other. But it's also our first look at that completely sidestep there. I think it's our first glance at the cestus.
Yes.
That Helios wears.
Yeah.
And they make a very good point of this is what this is. This is what it does. Nice little tidbit.
Yeah, for sure.
But one of those, I don't think we'd seen that in any other in any of the other books. I don't think that sort of thing had been mentioned. Somebody using a glove as like a
Nope. This is
control.
the absolute first mention of this gauntlet.
Pretty neat stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, from there we kind of jumped to the after party, or party in general. I don't know if it's an after party.
The real part of the party, or the real consequential party.
Oh man.
Which is really interesting.
The re-inauguration.
Yeah, and like set up in a really cool way. Like I love, so the Lightbringer's coming out. Ooh, and it's the Morning Star, isn't it?
Yep, it was the Morning Star originally, being rechristened.
Pisses us all off. What was Vanguard? Wasn't that its original name? And then we've taken it to be Morning Star.
The Colossus?
The Colossus?
Maybe.
Because that was Roke's ship, the Colossus.
Yeah. Needless to say, this is its third name.
Third name. But
the Vanguard was the Pax, and then the Colossus was the
Morning Star.
From Vanguard till Vale, sister.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
here.
But yeah, we so we're I think as readers all pissed off that you managed to get the Morning Star, and I think you're trying to root for it to not lift off.
Yeah, it's like let's let this be a dud.
Can you
make him fail?
Well, I want it to get halfway up to like the atmosphere and then just drop back down and like, oops, they all die.
Just plummet and just obliterate a large portion of.
Book over. Who else? It's at Atlantia alone now.
Yeah.
That would be great, but we do not get that. They just get to have their party. And me with my creature fascination, we do get the Manticore, as I mentioned. There's a few other weird things that they like mention, and they're like, I don't know, the Carvers just like did the thing. And like just sure, like they've just let the Carvers loose to do whatever they want. Because what's in the trees? It's like half lizard, half.
Were they like sloths or something like that?
No, that's the sloths are in Garrows. Listen, we know where the sloths are. We're very focused on the sloths.
I know, right? It's like I need to know where these creatures were. In the trees, there are carved creatures rumored to be half cat, quarter bird, and 1/4 lizard. Though I can only attest to the size of the bill I paid to my new household carvers.
it basically just gives them
hanging out with the creatures.
Carte blanche.
Yeah,
can we put
all right, have at her.
I would like to put this out to the violets out there. To make that creature, because I know a lot about mythical creatures and cryptids, and there is nothing I can
honestly
think that fits that.
That's basically a chimera.
I mean, it's like a smaller version. Yeah, it's like a miniature chimera.
Well,
okay,
so cat with wings and a snake tail.
Okay, yeah.
Though lizard and snake are not necessarily.
But
similar.
And if it's gonna have the legs from the cat, then a snake would have. Unless it's gonna not have legs.
I'm picturing like feline body, like some sort of feathered wings, and then just like patches of scales, and then like
head?
Scaly, like a scale. Yeah, like maybe it's got like the hood of some sort. That would be kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, because it does take
like a monitor lizard, monitor lizard head,
a big tongue
with with a cat body.
God, that'd be weird.
And vulture wings.
Like, help us, please.
See, violets, get on this. Or, I mean, most of the carved animals do exist in D&D or mythology, whatever. But I have so many books of like, Harry Potter's got their own almanac of weird, like magical, Mm-hmm. Can we have a Red Rising one? Can we have a book?
Yeah.
Joel
Pierce.
Help us.
Do the thing.
Help us, please.
Joel,
let's clip this. Tag them.
Joel, can
Red Rising Bestiary, please, God, please.
Make the things. Like we need a
And then
bestiary,
just-
and then we need like the ship diagrams, and then we need like weaponry and just
Yeah.
all of the things.
Yeah,
Like, just show us cross sections.
Yeah, we got the Archimedes after
Yeah.
or at and
As
after.
we
It's
we
on my
see
wall
on
behind
Skipper's
me.
wall.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spotify.
She finally got rid of the target.
The target is gone. There is no proof I've ever done archery anymore because nobody knew I had it there. And we get the Archimedes instead.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would like, that's my fascination of this, and they focus on it a lot of like, oh my gosh, Apollonius's brother, what's his name?
Tharsis.
Tharsis. All his friends are just drunk and like in the trees
fighting
like,
with the animals. Yeah,
that's what I would do. Like, I 100% would show up and be like in the tree.
That is going to be you this
venomous
weekend.
and like
drunk and playing with the dogs.
I know. I said that in the Patreon, something about Salem pointed out, oh, we're gonna get a lot of the ghost dogs, and I was like, yeah, by the end of the night I'm gonna be cuddling, and she was like, by the end of the night, and I was like, you're
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
We all know this.
Hour 2, I'm gonna have a dog on my lap.
I'm gonna pop in. I'm gonna say hello, and then I'm gonna go cuddle the dog. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, bye.
I'm gonna have to move the couch in front of the computer rather than just the chair.
Oh yeah, we're gonna need to be comfy for this weekend. I got some dogs to cuddle. But yeah, I would 100% with them. I would be, and they're also trying to like entice the Manticore, aren't they? Aren't they like teasing?
Oh yeah. No, like that is absolutely what they're spending their time. Some of the drunker golds, Tharsis's friends, have given up taunting the Manticore in the menagerie and decided to instead climb the tree and investigate. So like they started with the Manticore and were like,
started with
this
the
isn't any
Manticore,
fun.
and they're like,
hold my beer, let's go climb a tree.
See, to be fair, I would
Every
be the
good
opposite.
story starts with the words "hold my beer."
I would be the opposite. That first goes into the tree, decides whether or not like I can get close to that animal, and then probably when that animal runs away, then I would go to the Manticore and go, well, you're caged, so you have to be here. So that would work.
Yeah, you can't escape me.
You're going to talk to me whether you like it or not. Okay,
you are going to be my friend.
That's why I invite people on our podcast. You have to talk to me whether or not you like it or not.
To be fair,
yeah, you want to talk nerd shit? You've got to talk to us.
Oh no!
Shucks darn.
But no, one thing I do like that they do kind of point out is, yeah, they focus on all these carved creatures and whatnot, but they even call out the fact that like there are no orgies like you might find in Venus. There's none of that. Like it's all, acrobats and fireworks and the carved animals and all that stuff. Less of the frippery, I suppose, and decadence. Decadence is the word I was looking for, but going more for like that almost peerless vibe, but with a little bit of pomp.
Yep.
Because I'll give it for Lysander at the very least. No, I can't do it. I can't do anything for Lysander. Sorry, never mind.
Well, you tried. That's something.
Yeah,
that's
more than most will do. Yeah, no, I tried. I couldn't get the sentence out. But they do get a whole lot of the, oh hey, you're not used to the grandstanding and the pressing the flesh and all that. And he's like, well, I've been dead for a while, so hadn't had any practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we get.
He couldn't stay that way.
If only.
So rude of him.
Okay.
But
he'll get his.
We would have less book.
This is true.
Very, very much so.
Yeah, we would have much less book. But we also do get the Bologna emissary. With her eagle.
Yeah, she's got like
Bologna.
Metal enforced talons on an eagle just hanging out on her shoulder.
I would like one, please.
Yeah,
like that
one.
seems cool. Alice.
When I was in elementary school, we had somebody come in and do a falconry demonstration.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
It was one of the family members of one of my classmates. But it was just like, God damn, that is the coolest shit.
Yeah.
And
all I brought was a shiny rock.
yeah. God damn
to show
it.
and tell. What is this shit? Damn it, Timmy.
That's so
I was
cool.
gonna show everybody
Yeah.
up. No, that's fucking
Oh.
awesome.
I deeply resonate with wanting some sort of falconry bird.
Yeah, no, this is why I have my own little menagerie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
you've
kinda
got all
know
the cats and
creatures.
dogs. Well, I was gonna say, if we're willing enough, I live in a valley, and so at the very bottom, actually, basically, of a cliff. And so what happens when I drive to work every day? It doesn't happen every day, but often, if I'm driving up the cliff, there's red-tail hawks, and every once in a while there'll be peregrine falcons, a few other things that, because it's the cliff, they go out over the cliff and then swoop back in, and they will be swooping over your car as they come back in,
so
because like they set out and then they're like 100 feet up.
Yeah, they gotta go back.
And then they come back in and it's over your car. So if we want one, listen, we can spend a day trying to catch one. We'll just hang out on the cliff.
There is lots of predatory birds around here.
Guess what we're doing this week?
Owls at night. Yeah,
guys, we're catching birds.
We're gonna take a giant net and we're gonna catch ourselves.
So what it sounds like is Saturday would be the live stream from 10 to 8. Then apparently we're having a campfire, and then we're catching ourselves some owls.
Just stick
Skipper's
on a GoPro
bringing hers, and mine showed up today.
Yeah,
perfect.
I'm only bringing one GoPro though, because the other one went overboard on the boat.
Oh, was it yours that went overboard?
Oh, no.
Yeah. I still need to watch the footage because they look at each other so that we can get the whole crew doing stuff on the boat. And so we don't know how it, literally, I was on the foredeck dealing with the jib, and all we heard is someone go, "The GoPro!" And it was because all they saw was something drop in the water and then go, "What was that?" And our skipper just looked like across the boat of like, what's the GoPro's missing. So we have to watch the other, because it was a tack, like, no, we jibed. So we jibed, but it shouldn't have been hit. So we think it's just such an extensive, you guys are just nodding along, not even knowing.
I know these words.
Look, I've been on ships, I don't sail them.
Okay.
I've watched the community sailing episode.
So a jibe is when the entire mainsail comes from one side to the other. And so you change the direction that the boat's going to go just subtly. Rather than a tack, you almost like 90 degrees turn it. So it was a jibe. So it should not have been, but then the GoPro, it was somebody was sitting there and went, "What just fell in the water?" So I have to watch the other GoPro that was up higher and looking at it to be like, how did we lose it? Like, what happened? But anyway, so I will be bringing one GoPro. And Crescent has a GoPro. I'm going to bring the vlogging camera. Listen, we're going to get so much. You guys are going to be sick of us.
Yeah.
You will be sick of us.
The patrons are going to eat this month. Actually, maybe we'll hold some for next month.
Yeah. You guys are going to get so much in October and then be like, what the hell happened in November? We got sick of each other.
You're really going to get your $2 worth in October. But November,
November is nothing's happening.
You get nothing else.
Yeah.
Be grateful for October.
Yeah, but anyway, so falconry. back on track.
We love a good tangent.
We love a good tangent. But my also thing is that it's Lysander, and I keep having to remind myself that Lysander is the youngest of any of the narrators.
Yes.
Maybe, he's maybe the same age as Lyria, but
maybe.
Yeah, I guess no. He actually is a couple years older than Lyria.
Okay, but either way,
realistically, Lyria is emotionally and everything way older.
I'm ready for the debate that we will have in like 20 chapters when someone calls Lyria young. I'm ready for that debate. That, yeah, she's basically, as much as she's in her 20s, basically the mentality of 30 to 40 because she's a red. But anyway.
In the linearity of time, yes, she is young. But in every other sense of the word.
Then she is not.
So, but in this chapter, so Lysander is supposed to be, what, 20? 21, 22?
Yeah, he's like 22. Because he was 21 in...
Yeah,
Dark Age.
but he calls out that the Bologna, racer is only 27, and I'm like, bud,
it's older than you.
You are trying to take over the solar system, and you're 22. Like, what?
He really is feeling 22.
Yes.
I can't believe you
Feeling
made
something.
the Taylor Swift comment and not me.
Well done. He's getting ready.
Time's changing.
We're nearing in on that 700 mark.
Yeah.
In the den.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Luckily, I've
never
agreed
to anything.
For
those who don't know, when we hit 600?
6. It was when we hit 6.
Yeah, it was 600.
When we hit 600, I sang "Look What You Made Me Do." And the recording exists somewhere. If you look hard enough in the den, you can find it. It was just a Pegasus Legion and a couple other randoms.
Gambit and
I think
it
Gambit
showed
was
up
the
for
only.
just a little bit, and then it
got pushed up because everybody talked too much. So I sang "Look What You Made Me Do," and then we kept saying that for 700 people, Crescent was going to recreate the entire Eras tour, including pyrotechnics,
choreography, light and sound, all of it.
Yeah.
Don't
Wardrobe
threaten
changes.
me with pyrotechnics.
Oh, there's no threat here.
I live in Saskatchewan.
Perfect.
So my family has a tradition. We do Redneck Father's Day.
Oh.
Okay. Speaking my language, let's go.
Premium fuel and tannerite.
Things go boom.
Yes,
All right.
things go boom. Large fireball.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Good times.
Yeah.
Good times. But yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so Lysander's just, I don't know, out of his element.
Yeah.
But I feel
very
like
much so.
The majority of this is him getting the Lightbringer off the ground.
Off the ground. Yep.
And then the Carthii versus Wrath situation is kind of the two huge points.
Yeah, as the explosion goes off at the dockyards, that starts to show up, and then almost like as that's going on, that's when we start. Oh, that's when he gets Valeria involved. Like, hey, focus. I can give you your inheritance right now. Yeah. Well, within a couple of days. You back me, and this is yours, not your father's. Yours. Like you'll be the head. So, like it was useful for him in the very moment. He managed to spin it, as he's getting pretty decent at this point.
I don't like that Lysander is becoming a good political schemer.
Yeah, no one does.
It's in his bones, though. It's in his bones.
It is.
True. It's true.
And it's deep in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then right after that is when Atlas shows up with the iron fist of the dictator, and summarily cows Lysander, binds Tharsis, removes his hands and feet, shatters his bones, and then puts a bowl on his head.
Yeah,
puts a bowl on his head.
Bends a bowl around his head.
And then
fucking submarines this guy and then feeds him to the manticores.
Man's in a diving bell. And
oh my god.
And then just crunched on.
Yeah.
That is
Oh,
So
it's such a
it's sickening, but that's peak Atlas.
oh yeah. And then of course he's like, oh yeah, no, it's fine. Like they're trying to catch me in a loophole. Like I have to go. I have to do this. And so he's like, follow this contingency. Everything will be fine. I'm going. And then Atlas turns, looks at him. Atlantia has a message for you. Make him shit blood.
Yep.
And then the first fist hits him in the kidneys. And that is the end of that chapter. And it is like, you're like, oh shit. Things are happening to him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
From the cheap seats, so much cheering.
Oh yeah.
Suck it, bitch.
Well,
100%. Yeah, no. It's just like oh.
well, I would say like this one technically comes after. Technically, it does come after Darrow's last chapter that we're going to talk about. And both have such dramatic endings, but I feel like we're on Trash Moon. We're hanging out at Trash Moon.
Yeah, really.
We're at the games. We're seeing the politics, and between this one and then we'll talk Darrow's chapter are the two back-to-back chapters that you're like, and we're back in the game.
It escalates.
Yeah.
Yes. Literally.
Quite literally.
Chapter name and everything. Yeah. Shit escalates. Yeah, that's chapter 7, I think. Or no, 8.
9.
9.
Yeah,
it's
chapter
Darrow's
9 is shit escalates.
One. Yeah. But yeah, both of them, the book kind of, okay, we're getting our what's been happening over the last couple months. We're getting our steps in. We're we're ramping this up, and then you get this chapter and the Darrow chapter we'll talk about in a moment, back to back, and you're like, oh yes, Pierce is on it. And you just get from there ramped in. Yeah.
No. The cooking's done. Let him simmer.
Exactly. We hit the first couple chapters is let him cook, and then it's like, oh wait, yeah, turn it back down. No, we're cooking.
We're boiling over.
We'll take it
boiling over.
Holy shit. Yeah, this goes from 0 to 120.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Real fast.
So, and from both perspectives, both from Darrow's and from Lysander's. So it's kind of a cool parallel there.
Yeah.
Just the pacing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We like it.
Done.
We like to see it.
Pierce.
Especially when Lysander gets punched in the kidneys.
Fuck yeah. It's my favorite thing.
Yep.
Other than when he gets his face melted, that's pretty good too.
That's great.
Well, yeah, that was great.
Well, and we find out at the end of this one, it doesn't. There is the comment about Atlanta basically wants his face redone. Of get rid of this shit, get a proper scar.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm fucking done with your nonsense, you waxy faced wastrel.
Waxy faced wastrel. Nice.
A+.
Yeah. Any other comments on Lysander at this point, and then we can leave him in the dust.
I think we should, in fact, leave him in the dust where he belongs.
Let's let him bite it.
Yeah.
Indeed. And go to our boy, our hero.
We're gonna go to our merch ad break.
Oh,
also that.
Yeah. So this week, both Bon and I are wearing Slink originals.
Yes. So we got I want the Lightbringer. That is my next buy. Is the Lightbringer tour. It's got the dates of all the signings on the back. I need it because I went to 3 of them. So good.
There's only one.
Gold stars on it.
Yeah, that is Jess Lost in Books. We will tag on all the different socials so that you can get that, as well as also a Slink.
And this is the Legion series, Legio 13 Dracones. I fucking love this whole series. I have all of them. I have for sure all the
Rat
stickers.
Legion.
I have Pegasus Legion. I have Dracones. I may not have all the shirts.
No, because I don't think you have.
I think that might be that might be two of them. Those are my two favorites for sure.
Yeah,
because I have Rat Legion. There's Helldivers.
There's Helldiver Legion.
Wasn't there an Iron Leopards?
Yeah,
I don't know if she did a shirt. I know she did the Fulminata.
Yeah, I don't think that's on a shirt though.
I think that one's just a sticker.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Stickers.
Helldiver, Rat Legion, Pegasus Legion, Dracones.
Oh, I feel like there's at least one more.
There's one more for sure.
We'll figure it out. I will put the picture here.
Yeah.
There's the picture. Or there's no picture. We can't, and it'll be fine. It'll be awkward, but we're leaving it in.
Yeah. Everything will be fine.
I mean, I'm just wearing the one I always wear of the Rise. It is, I forget if it was I think it's out of print, which literally it is out of print. The company is out of print, but it's an old run from like 2017. That it is a Joel, though, creation, so go check out Lit Escalates. Join their Patreon. And if you are in the Howler's Den and you are a member of Shit Escalates Patreon, message me and I will put you in the special chat, because everyone kind of doesn't know that there is a Shit Escalates chat, just so that we can talk whenever they drop their stuff. We're not associated in any way with Shit Escalates or Lit Escalates, but we do have a den chat about that one. But then other merch, obviously, Howler, hollow.net. We've got all the Halloween stuff. Howlerween is up.
Oh, yeah.
Salem is doing a beautiful job of all of that.
That's fantastic.
There's some really creepy bone skeleton ones. And there's one coming that I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it if you're in Quicksilver's boardroom, which is the server boosters. They get to vote on what color it's going to be.
Yeah, server boosters and donators. It's real good.
Yes. And
it's real good.
None of us are wearing our own merch, but check out Redbubble.
Yeah, we do have our Redbubble.
Yeah, so it's if you look up Redbubble so we're Fade to Obsidian on Redbubble. Just search that, because I think it's actually Redbubble /people/Fade to Obsidian /shop. It's a convoluted. We'll link things.
It's a rough link. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out, because we've got our own merch, which includes the There's No Shade in Tulsa, Catch These Helldiver Hands. And if you were like, hey, we kind of want whatever we've said on this, shoot me a message. I'll see if either I can create it or Slink and Salem are amazing for creating things with it for us. So support everybody.
And get the shower curtain.
Yeah.
Get the shower curtain. Or the duvet curtain, and we will buy you a drink.
Yeah, you can get our stuff on damn near anything. Phone cases, clocks, mouse pads, mugs,
skirts, socks.
Yep. Actually, Hydro has bought the Fade to Obsidian mini skirt.
The mini skirt, which was an ongoing joke.
Hydro is a supporter.
We love Hydro. I'm trying to think. There's some really weird things on there. I looked it up. Last episode, I said there was one of our things had 32. The Fade to Obsidian logo comes on 82. That is 82 different products. If you just want it's the crescent with the howler head or the wolf head. 82 different products. So notebooks.
That's wild.
Magnets. Damn. Postcards. It's all there. It's crazy.
Postcards.
Postcards?
Join the Patreon.
Wonder who needs those. Well, not yet. I still have a lot of Tulsa cards.
Somebody bought. Didn't you like end up accidentally stealing a bunch?
Yeah, I may have accidentally stole 25. Whoops. It's not my fault. I counted 50, and I definitely thought Salem and me had counted 50 together.
Well.
Nope.
Nope.
Whoops. Sorry, Decapolis in Tulsa.
Ugh, awkward.
Super cool store. Like, if you're in the area, go check it out.
No.
It's very kitschy.
But yeah, this has been our merch.
Oh, yeah.
Our merch ad break. Thank you for supporting in all capacities. All right, so moving on from Lysander and our merch. Darrow, let's go back.
By the way, there is no other Legion shirt.
Oh, see, so now I'm going to have an awkward me holding my hands like that. What are we going to put there? We're going to have to find someone to put there.
Just put the QR code for our something. I don't know.
Why would you QR code on a screen? How are they going to do that if they're watching this on their phone? It's going to be real awkward.
With another phone, obviously.
Your face licking a bottle.
Who has one phone?
It's gonna be
pulling a blizzard. You guys have two phones, don't you?
It's gonna be you licking a bottle every time I hold my hands like this. Yeah. All right. Darrow.
Back to Buddy Cop movie.
Let's go to Trash Moon.
No, we've left Trash Moon.
We are.
Oh, we left Trash Moon. Sorry,
in the shadow of a Votum torch ship.
You forget that my reading today included chapter 5.
Included one chapter of Trash Moon
from last week.
Fair.
So we have left. So we're hanging out on the Archimedes. We get a lot of.
Ori.
Which I really like, or I was almost going to drink Pink Whitney, which is like a vodka lemonade, because of Ori, and I'll probably save it for later, so when I revisit this, you'll know where I was thinking. But, because I really like her in this, that we get a lot more of her, we still don't, we know that we kind of trust her, but she's just there, but I really like that she's bringing up the path to the veil. I think my favorite thing is when Cassius isn't in the room and Darrow says something along the lines of like, he didn't actually teach you how to fly, and she's like, basically like a master needs a purpose. Like, I love you. That it's like, let a mansplain. It'll be fine. Like, I can deal with it.
Darrow's response. So you humored him.
Yeah. Which then later in the same chapter, Cassius makes the like comment about like, she's a like quick learner.
Yeah, she's a natural.
And he's just like, I
taught her good, yeah.
Yeah, like, all right,
Cassius. Good job, yeah.
Pat on the back for that one.
Sweet baby.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Well done.
And he does admit to being in love with her. Like, we get a lot of what's been happening there, that she does not care about him, but, you know, she's got all these other purposes.
Well, she may care about him.
She cares, but she's not in love with him. Yes.
Yeah.
She's not romantically invested. But we get quite a few of just their relationship and what that's been looking like. And just, you know, who is she? Like, what is her reasoning for being there? And, you know, and we learn it's for several. like, you know, she wants, she's there to rescue. Yeah.
The whole, you know, why are you really here? It's like, and she's like, I'm here for Sebro. That's the truth. No, the whole truth, but it's all the truth that matters because it's all the truth that's useful.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
yep.
And I suppose the path would tell me to accept that.
Yeah.
You tell me.
Yeah.
But I do like our peek at our favorite, or my favorite relationship in this entire book, and that is Between a Man and His Atomics. Dominus.
Dominus
Portobello.
Got a big personality.
Just a big personality. Just hanging out on a seat next to him, strapped in, he's got his little angry face drawn on him. I keep picturing him like wrapped in a blanket.
Yeah. He's gonna be... well, and he's got like
just angry
fang teeth,
like,
doesn't he? Like, yeah.
I'm gonna deep cut the internet here. I imagine Dominus Portobello as Zeke Boogie Doog.
I don't know what that means.
I got Bond.
I haven't heard that in a long time. Is a good way to put that.
What I'm saying is, I'm old.
I'm older.
I never said you weren't.
We're all old here. It's fine.
It's fine. We'll survive.
So
sorry, so tired.
Sorry, everybody, for the deep cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I fucking love.
Yeah, we love a Dominus Portobello.
There is someone in the den who joined with the name of Dominus Portobello.
They did, yeah.
We haven't renamed them yet, I believe. So they're just kicking around still, and I love it. And I'm sure the people who have not read Lightbringer, that's the great thing, is it's not really a spoiler. But all of us who had read it at that point, we were like, hilarious. Good work.
Yeah, it's definitely, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you don't.
Yeah,
that's a really Roman mushroom. Like, all right. Cool.
Yeah. I love it.
I love that. Yeah.
They also casually throw it around, don't they? And it's like
kinda, yeah. They're just like, oh, here, check it out.
Yeah, because then Cassius is like, this is a 30 megaton nuclear. Yeah, but he just tosses it to Cassius, and Cassius is like, sir, like, what are you doing here?
He even pets Dominus Portobello at one point.
Yeah. Just it's fine.
Yeah, he's already absorbed all the rads he can handle.
Yeah. And Darrow is radiation at this point.
Yeah.
And we know Cassius is not. This is my favorite portion, is the amount of times they comment about how he still has his hair, still has his teeth, he's
glorious locks.
Still Cassius. He's still our favorite fuckboy. Yeah. We'd still do him on vacation.
And he knows it.
Yeah.
It's true.
No. Who wouldn't do him on vacation? Yeah.
That's true.
But yeah, we get that. We do get. I mean, to remind ourselves, we are a podcast for both kinds of relationships and spaceships. Both kinds of ships, I should have said. So we do get some really interesting of them coming in behind, like how they're going to disguise themselves in the shadow of the bigger ship. Learning that whatever the Archimedes has is actually like a super expensive cloaking
Wicked expensive.
Yeah.
Like, because he's like, Cassius is like, I don't get it. Why didn't Quicksilver give everybody this?
To outfit just the Morning Star.
Yep.
Would have bankrupted the Republic. Daryl's like, so
yeah, that was my response.
yeah, and Cassius is like, oh yeah, no wonder they hated you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you see.
Yeah. We get a lot of
100 times more expensive to produce than the material razors are made from, or polyene fiber.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. And the raise, I assume that polyene fiber is kind of like the pinnacle of material science outside of this
until now.
This stealth material. Because Quicksilver is extra as fuck.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which we get a lot of comments about Sun Industries in these chapters of what's got his symbol, what's
his stamp.
Yeah. There's a lot of discussion. Is it foreshadowing? Maybe. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, no, you
Read
don't know.
You don't.
You don't
Read
know.
ahead.
Watcher.
Watcher doesn't
We
know.
know.
But
You
You,
might
the
know.
viewer,
I don't know your life. Honestly, if you're
As we're
watching
just
this, you
like-
probably know.
yeah.
Let's
yeah,
be
we're
real
just
here.
breaking the fourth wall here and just you, the viewer, you
You,
don't
the
know.
viewer. I'm talking directly to you into your living room. But yeah, so I love, and it's really funny of the two, like Darrow's total backseat driving, being like, don't fuck this up. And he's like, why don't you go, like, check the hall? Like, the two of them in or
Yeah.
it's like, maybe the both of you should try concentrating because we're not going to know until they're shooting at us. Like, she's sitting there being like, can the two of you shut the fuck up and just get the job done?
I am in the pilot's seat right now. Could you kindly fuck off?
Yeah.
I'll turn this torch ship around.
Yeah.
I'll take you
No
right
one
back
will
to
ever
Trash
know.
Moon.
You're going back to Trash Moon.
But,
That's, I think, in this week. Oh, is it in this chapter or the last chapter where she lists all the different ways she could have killed them? And they're like, I think
that was the
last chapter.
So good though.
Yeah, when she's basically convincing them why they should let her come.
Like, yeah.
And she's like, these are all the different ways
I could have killed you any number of ways.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at each other like, oh.
Fuck, she's right.
When you're right, you're right.
Yep. I love that we're getting, like, we're really truly getting the start of the Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah.
Bromance again. I love that we get a Trig callback.
Yes.
We get nut to butt, Bologna. Don't be shy. That is one of my favorite mugs.
Yeah, you will know it. Yeah.
Good one.
Dude.
Ghost dogs.
We're yelling at ghost dogs right now. But yeah, super cute, which I really like that, like, Cassius doing that is like, go to war with the Reaper. It'll be like great. It'll have all these, and he's like, no. Like, this is not what I thought it was when you go to war with the Reaper.
That's not what I signed up for.
Yeah.
Cassius calls Darrow the warning advert for street drugs because of just how emaciated and just like how rough life has been for him lately. He's like, shouldn't you like be like on my back? Like, come on. It's like, no, this is Howler Protocol. Sorry, deal with it. Let's go.
Okay, but him calling the Howler Protocol in that moment doesn't make sense because this whole thing is like, this way we won't be like we won't be separated, and it's like, you wouldn't be separated if you were on Cassius's back. Like,
correct.
Darrow, get it together.
It makes sense. Shut up and get on me.
Yeah. Darrow just really, really wants to be in control.
Yeah, he's been spiraling for months right now. Like, he needs some control. Yeah. Let the man have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing he says too. He's like, I'm inches from the mud.
Yeah.
And he feels in control, like just about to jump out of a ship into vacuum to infiltrate a massive enemy installation to rescue his best friend. Yeah. But he's in control.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it feels good to have my boots unstuck from the mud.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, that is the quote that I was misquoting.
But and then we get the fun bit of physics, launching out of the ship using their initial jump, and then that momentum, and just like launching like into a tunnel where they're making like liquid metal out of old ships. With like launching through stuff.
In Hephaestus.
Yep.
They don't say it. Not explicitly. But they do. If you know, you know. It's very much one of those.
Yeah. I mean, they call it the Vulcan mouth, but like that's just like the overall like area.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say it's named after the god of the forge.
Yeah, the Roman god of the forge being Vulcan, but yeah, the Greek version would be Hephaestus.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Greek,
my confusion.
Yeah, there's one of my areas of nerddom.
Ooh.
Let's talk mythology.
Right. Oh, we can. We'll bring you back on when we can talk mythology. Let's do it.
Oh man, that's my jam. But yeah, so like that was like it's so tense, but then also like you've got like the action reaction of him firing the traction gun and just like the slight turn that puts to them. You know, the hell of a shot that he makes, 80 meters and just boop. And then they just drag themselves in.
Yep.
Right before some poor red foreman in a mech suit turns around.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Just like, bye. Just like looking at him. I would hope. That would have been great. Just like a...
Yeah. You didn't see anything.
See him kind of like rub at the helmet of his suit.
Yeah,
Man, I need to sleep more.
Wipe the visor off.
I really got to get more sleep. All this caffeine's not doing it. I'm seeing
these damn gold overlords not letting us get our mandated 8 hours.
So we land, and I'm not gonna lie, my brain's a little fuzzy on how they actually get. Oh no, because then they think they know where Severo is, and so they go into the cell.
Snag a green.
They get this. Yeah.
They snag
first
a green.
of all, Darrow murders a green.
Yeah, he's like
because apparently he is bad.
Reverse shit.
He is a bad dude.
Yeah,
bad enough that we have no idea what he was looking at.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm okay with not.
Yeah, I think there was a brief moment afterwards where Cassius is like, "Oh, you murderous hypocrite," and then he looks at the screen and was like, "Huh."
Yeah, that's frozen
and then
in the last thing.
Yeah, so they just kind of keep moving.
Oh no!
Yeah, he earned that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I found one of the other ones we're looking for, so let's
use
that one. This one's better. And Daryl's like,
nicer,
this one has better dreams. Yeah.
Yeah, we're riding a dragon like through a valley.
Yeah.
And then you're not, and you're getting woken up by an emaciated bald Darrow and fuck boy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine just like the disparity in the look of these? You have a crazed madman, sunken eyes,
losing teeth. I think.
Yeah, the juxtaposition.
I think he's lost a couple. Yeah, and then
they've got beautiful Cassius.
This glorious gold man.
Best there ever was.
Well, I mean, soon there may be a contender for most gorgeous gold, with the way that we wax poetic about the looks of Apollonius.
Oh yes. Not gonna lie, my brain went to Diomedes instead of Apollonius. I was like, Diomedes is also beautiful.
Diomedes.
Apollonius.
Daddy Amadeus. Hello. But yeah, no. That would be a very interesting way to wake up, and then you're like, and then they're just like, hey, get out of your chair. I don't want to kill you. You're gonna take
your life is in your hands. Don't drop it.
Yeah.
That is like
wrap a razor around her neck. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
And she didn't.
No. Yeah. Gets them into the cell, and then we learn it is not helmet, Severo.
And it's a gray.
It is a gray.
Yeah. His irises are gray. Fuck. The way my stomach dropped the first time I read that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Oh, god damn it.
See, I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I feel like I
But
wasn't
also-
surprised. I think I kind of predicted it. Like, this is too easy. Like, Pierce isn't
There
going
was
to
a bit
make
of
it
that.
this easy.
See,
He-
I was
wouldn't-
half expecting an easy intro and then like
Oh,
a
and then
rough
they're
exfil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
see, it wouldn't have surprised me if it was actually Severo in the cell, but that it was still a trap.
Yeah,
yeah,
like,
okay.
oh hey, now your best friend who you've come to save is going to watch you die,
Yeah.
Yeah.
sort of thing. That also would not have surprised me. That would have been good. But just that's oh fuck, and then he just kind of looks at Cassius, run, and Cassius
Because
dives
Cassius
the
into
wrong
the cell.
way! That's my favorite, because then
Jumps
they're
into a cell.
You didn't specify the direction.
they're fucking about to die or like get captured, and the two of them are just bickering like that old
Oh,
married
God.
couple. Like, you have more priorities than to scold Cassius right now. But also, Cassius, you're a dumbass, because who jumps into the cell?
You idiot. What was that? You said move the other way. You didn't specify which direction. Who dives into a bloody damn cell? Like, he does.
He
That
does.
idiot does.
I am, though, getting parallels to Morningstar of the three of them. I mean, it's not actually Severo, but the three of them in a cell, and Cassius being the one that was there. Like, it did give me, like, flashbacks. But it's like, oh, remember when Cassius was in the cell and we got him out, and then he fake killed...
Murdered my best friend!
Well, he fake kills Severo. Like, you do get, like, there's a little bit of mirroring in here.
What is happening here?
Yeah.
Oh, and then the gravity well in the floor, just like dragging them to the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
An elephant.
Yeah, that's
chest. Yeah.
And then the voice of Apollonius, the voice of the Minotaur in the dockyards. Oh. And it just
greatest
goes
voice.
sideways from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's, carted off to prison, fed for a little while, a couple days.
Yeah, that's
fed
poor.
for 2 days.
That's the thing is
Cassius
Cassius
like,
is
how
like,
do you go to prison and
weight?
gain weight?
I
Only
fed.
you would get fatter in prison.
Yeah, what's
They fed me.
Cassius's line is, I've been sucking from a pipe, and that's not a euphemism.
Yeah, sucking water from a rusted iron pipe for 2 days, and no, that's not a euphemism.
What did they feed you? And it's just like this list of good shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we get to
Hardcore
see.
calories.
Oh yeah, but then we get to see the reaction from the Greys to Cassius, of him being a black cloak.
Oh yeah.
Of how like they would happily, these Martian Greys would happily stomp his face in if given half a chance.
Yep.
Which is kind of another, point in the direction of just like, hey, Greys are loyalty. Like that's what they're bred for. And if you abuse that, they will abuse you. So it's just kind of interesting to actually get a chance to see another color's reaction kind of to the whole Turncloak thing. Because you don't really get it from much other than, the other golds.
Yep.
But it obviously has massive repercussions throughout the spectrum in the ranks. Which was kind of nice to see. A little bit of. I mean, sucks for him, but not too bad otherwise.
No.
I mean, like, I'm sure it's great for the Republic Greys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But, yeah, Society Greys, seem not keen.
Yeah, not so much. And then we get the the little callback to where these are Greys that were probably from Yorkton.
Yes.
Served Augustus, like.
Yeah.
And these are people who have reason to hate him. Yep.
Yep.
And then the missing home and all of that. Oh, and this is also where they're noticing the disparity in numbers of the troops that are here at the dockyards. You're like,
Oh yeah,
I thought you just said he
yeah.
had a few men, and it's
It's like, well,
thousands.
definitely,
He's
yeah.
been
Those ore
busy.
hauls, not just bringing material.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And then we get, well, first then we learn Dominus Portobello has changed hands. Apollonius comes out and has Dominus Portobello, so our escape plan might be different than what we thought it would be.
Yep. Yep. Not only that, but like just the how Apollonius has won over these Greys. Like they are like singing songs for him and with him.
Oh yeah,
like he's slapping backs, kissing babies.
Oh
all of that.
I love the song.
it's a bad song.
9 verses or something absolutely ridiculous. Like it just keeps
Darrow calls it endless verses.
Yeah.
Just keeps going.
All the pageantry. So much pageantry.
Which, like, what else are we going to expect from the Minotaur?
Yeah, it's the Minotaur.
Yeah, it's Apple. Yeah.
Yeah, this is in fact Apple. In all his glory, as he is like they're calling jokes, like they love this guy.
Yeah.
And are looking at the people out in the pit with derision and scorn. So and then he greets them with a children's book verse because he's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like who is this? Like, who is, like, nobody talks like this. No normal person talks like this.
Right.
To which point, Cassius starts to make a remark, and Darrow's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, we don't know this person anymore. Like, let me handle him because I speak his language. And proceeds to, butter him up, only to still have to fight to the death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like the that Apple is calling Cassius out for never paying for the pinks. And Cassius is like, wait, they made you pay?
Oh god. Oh, and then, Apollonius is just, he's bored. Like he doesn't see most of these people as peers anymore. They're just obstacles, and they're just in his way. Yep. And he's looking for a true conversation. So he says, in the language that they both speak, which is violence. And and we've gotten a couple books of description of how Darrow is losing weight, and we've talked about it a couple times here, and how he's a shadow of himself. And I think this is the first time it's really put into perspective, especially for Darrow himself when he starts fighting Apollonius. It's like, oh yeah, I managed to actually get a couple hits in, and then Apple starts trying. Yes. And he just ratchets up speed and is throwing out more and more sets and sustaining it, and Darrow's just like, I can't do that right now. My body is broken. Nothing. Yeah, I am running on fumes, and this man has got a full tank. But it's you see that fear in Darrow for almost the first real time in combat, because usually he's just like, oh yeah, this is my house, this is my arena, like this is where I do my work, and that's how he starts.
5 books. It's been 5 books. We've seen Darrow not like the pinnacle, like the peak of every battle, like.
Yeah.
And now he just, he gets summarily picked apart.
Yeah.
He gets his shit beat.
And it only kind of stops because then Apollonius knows that he'll be a laughing stock of like you never beat him in his prime. Like you gotta.
Yeah, no, this is just scraps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then
this is the gristle you throw away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we know at this point it's really cute of Cassius is trying to coach, even though Darrow can't hear him. Cassius is like on the sidelines trying to coach it through.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know he's yelling, but I don't know what he's saying. Like
making a bunch of like hand signs.
Yeah. Steal third!
Yeah. Yeah.
Go for his leg.
Yeah, like
Sweep the leg, Darrow. Sweep the leg.
Yeah, like super cute. Just that, like, I love. It gets back to like, I mean, poor Cassius spent 10 years just trying to raise a kid, and then I think still has that mentally in the back of his head of like, I will just continue trying to coach and give feedback to everyone I can. Like, I'm just in this role now of trainer. Like, I am permanent uncle role, even to my best friend.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like he's monologuing again about, scraps and all of that.
Fucking, of course he's monologuing.
Yeah, this is the character to monologue. If anybody's it's gonna be Apollonius.
I was gonna say we need some data points on outside characters, so those who do not have obviously point of views, and who talks the most per page they're on. Because I'm sure it's Apollonius. Like who gets the most amount of words per page outside of our narrators?
Merlot
Data
as Datamancer.
Well, and then we have Data in the den.
Well, and Data, yeah.
The two of you.
They would be the people to
get
in it. Get on it.
Tag team that shit.
I mean, we know it's going to be Apollonius, because I don't know if anyone else... Lorne was kind of a man of few words even when we saw him, even though we knew he had these
Lorne
epic
was
tales.
very much
we maybe Roke in the early books.
Roke.
He liked to wax poetic at times.
Quicksilver, I feel likes to tell stories.
Like
Quicksilver
bits at a time, though.
Actually, Duke of Hands talked a fucking lot.
He did.
He liked to hear himself talk.
Yeah.
Actually, Adrius too.
Adrius, that'd be a good one. Yep.
Octavia.
Fuck, it's a toss-up now.
Yeah. Okay, we're back to it. Somebody do the data. Get that data points. But yes, anyway, he's monologuing as he does.
And then a bomb goes off. And it's
not
the one that's...
It's not Dominus Portabilis.
It's not the one that killed them all.
It's like, oh no. And then we hit shit escalates.
Oh.
Yeah.
And,
we do.
The fight is immediately forgotten. Like, they drag Darrow and Cassius into the crowd, like, restrain them
they are
and
now
start
prisoners.
Battle plan. Yeah. And from there, it's like, oh, okay, well, we're gonna go and handle some business, and then doors keep closing.
Yeah, the business handles them.
Yep, and then they try and backtrack, and then another door's closed, and suddenly they're stuck in a hallway.
Yep.
And there's a leechcraft burrowing in.
Yep. Start looking for teardrops, that lovely bit of molten metal, and then there's another one, and another one. Until there's 3 leechcraft, and suddenly
now they're in meat straw,
and then it's the meat straw.
We've had meat carpet, and now we get the meat straw.
This is the first. This is the first time we've seen the inside of a meat straw. We have Mustang talks about the meat straw in. It has to be Dark Age,
I believe so.
And because it's an infantry shrimp, it is appropriately gross.
I was going to say, does it actually exist, or is Pierce just weirdly obsessed with meat carpets and meat straws?
It wouldn't surprise me if it were an actual term pulled from somewhere or alluded to or repurposed from something else.
I don't know if it's exactly.
I'd have to ask some of my grad buddies.
But it's absolutely happening.
Yep.
And this is this is the first time Darrow has kind of been in this position at all.
Unarmored, unarmed.
Yeah, he is
restrained.
At the mercy of
everything else.
Everything.
Yeah, I categorized these 3 chapters of Darrow in my head as madness, mayhem, and meat straw.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Yep.
Just like, okay, yeah, okay. This is where we are. And then, you know, there's a berserker comes running through, gets shot in the head. And then it's the they gave him a term. The something boys, lads, ram lads. Yep, these heavily armored, you know, tank of a like person just like absorbing bullets, followed by berserkers, followed by, you know, greys, and it's just like watching the escalation of the shit is from the inside is it's something, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is chaos. Like,
yeah.
And it's like that's the only real way to describe it is just pure chaos.
Mm-hmm. And then in the smoke and the noise, you know, Darrow manages to, you know, get a hold of a boot knife and gets his binds off. You know, they take out that one gold, or not was I can't remember, was she a gold?
Borkian's a gray.
Yeah, Borkian is a gray. You're right. So like, and then it suddenly, door opens, and they're looking up at the clawed feet of a star shell, and
and then it stomps
God.
down on one side of me and then the other. As a beast protecting her cubs, and I'm like, hold the fuck up.
My God.
So some of our viewers will know already, but when I got a chance to geek out with Pierce before our interview, this was the moment that I told him was my favorite part of the book.
It's so good.
I read the loudspeakers of the star shell pump out this unearthly howl. Yeah. And I literally screamed at my ream of paper. Not even a book.
No.
My ream of paper. I screamed at it.
A blood-curdling howl.
I was so fucking pumped.
And just like star shells are just this really cool picture in my head of just this mammoth machine, like, you know, humanized, you know, mechanical monstrosity. And it's, you know, it's got a railgun for one arm, a pulse fist for the other, and it's just ripping things down a hallway.
Yeah. Well, and like even without the firearms, he's literally just wowing people and just like basically turning golds into paste against the wall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like,
pretty much.
Fuck.
It's well, it's a lot.
Yeah. Severo really likes being the biggest one in the room.
Yes.
For the first time in his life. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
this time he's even bigger than Darrow.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh
God, and then like they've got, you know, these helmets and, you know, their gear kind of, you know, and then they end up in that garden with the sloth lizard things.
No, so
and like just
sloths.
Whatever the fuck they were.
There's sloths,
it's sloths.
For sure.
There's just sloths. Yeah. There's
sloths
aspects.
and
they are spider
lizards.
sloths. They are purple spider sloths. That's what it was.
I thought it was a comma. Purple spider sloths.
Nope. that is birds and purple spider sloths watch us from the garden's trees as Severo hands me his data pad. And I'm just like, the fuck is a spider sloth? Excuse me?
Because in this version, it's just a sloth.
Oh. So...
And if you know, you know. We're not going to talk about it so we don't accidentally not get Red God. But if you know, you know. This is my favorite chapter because of the sloths. Alright, so... Purple spider sloths. We need to throw out, like, we're not allowed to talk about what we know about sloths, but both versions of this does say purple spider sloth, which I think when I was reading the beta, I think I probably interpreted that as a spelling error because there's a lot in there. But the final copy says purple spider sloth. I just messaged Crossland of Words and Whiskey, be like, did you pick up on this? And no, he swore they were just sloths. So we need, as a fandom, to get to the bottom of what the fuck is a purple spider sloth.
We can call back to earlier in the episode where we were asking for violets to make us some animals. You can make these small cat lizards, bird things, and then you can make us purple spider sloths.
Purple spider sloth.
If you don't mind, please and thank you. We would appreciate it.
Do they make a second appearance in the final?
No.
No.
I think they...
No, they do not.
Well, like I said, the next page, there's a quick mention of, like, as the room is depressurizing and everything's being pulled out into the void, it's flowers, birds, sloths, and trees. Like, so there's no additional mention of purple spider anything.
Then a sloth, because listening to it today, TGR definitely, because what's the British pronunciation of sloth? And I was like, it's like sloth or like whatever, and I was like, So I picked up on it that time but it just says sloth, but sloth. So they later become just sloths, but it is a purple spider sloth, and I would love to know what happened there.
What the fuck that looks like, and where is it? Where are they? Like, did they just get like? There's just decorating the void. A bunch of 8-legged sloths.
If people send us pictures of purple spider sloths, that will be our next merch t-shirt. I'm just saying. Like, we will... And I will even give you royalties off of that.
The tongue twister, we will say...
Yeah, purple spider sloth
so frequently on Saturday.
Oh,
purple spider sloth. Yeah. Nope, I can't even say it now. Purple spider sloth.
I can I can do it once and not consecutively. Just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So then
post sloths as we're being pulled into the
then
void.
We're hanging out. Well, we get very cool.
Slowly.
I like the drama behind it of like Darrow goes through his data pad and Severo basically is like, we don't need that, and just waits, and then they're attaching themselves to the railing. Like, there's a lot of cool beats in this part that then they're sucked into the void, and at the very last moment the Archimedes shows up and gets them in, and it the Darrow and Cassius, and I love the difference that Severo takes of like basically tucking Darrow in, making sure he's comfortable, and Cassius like literally just like falls to the ground and curls up in a ball.
Yeah, he was just in midair,
just drop.
All right,
like fuck you.
I really, really, really like the imagery of, Severo straps Darrow down to this table, and then puts the blanket over him, but then pulls their foreheads together.
Like, takes his helmet off,
like
and then
like they're of one mind.
The brothers' bond, would you say? Is it the brothers' bond?
Indeed.
Yes. It is.
We're not sponsored, but also delicious.
We're not sponsored, but
also if you want to sponsor us, I drink a lot of whiskey.
Yes. But yeah, no, he lowers his forehead to mine, only pulls back when gravity returns. Cassius plummets from the air to crunch into the floor.
Yeah!
Curls into a shivering ball. Severo tosses a blanket at him and heads for the cockpit.
Fuck you, Cassius.
Yeah, I fucking love it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Really,
and
this sound
that's...
Cassius could have made with the ground.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah. Oh god, no, actually, I can picture that sound very well because I've made very similar ones falling out of my rack on the boat.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was on a top rack, so I was
Oh
up.
no,
I woke up halfway to the ground. It's great.
Oh.
that's
Donk.
next level hypnic jerk.
Yeah.
Actually, it was
Oh.
fuck. And yeah, that's fun. But yeah, that's the last of our Darrow
it.
for this.
But I do. So again, we go back to the Lysander, the epicness of the ending of that, and the Darrow, which again, like juxtaposition, both very poignant scenes, but
yeah,
Lysander finds himself surrounded by enemies. Darrow finds himself surrounded by friends.
Yep.
As is the trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love it.
I was gonna say Lysander is out of control and Darrow is in control, but like it's not really.
No, Severo's in control.
Severo's in control. But
yeah. And even that's loose.
Darrow
Ari's in control.
Trusts Severo.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
yes, we know that
the team is in control and Lysander sucks.
Yes.
Hashtag Lysander sucks.
That is like the most tame Lysander hashtag I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Bitch Sander.
Yeah.
Cry Sander.
Yes.
Bitch Sander.
Wobble.
But yeah, any other final comments
the end of our
on that's the what final comments?
Yeah. I mean I think you kind of covered it there at the end there, the juxtaposition of the beginning and the end of where they're at. The beginning of our chapters here with Darrow is having just convinced friends to go save a friend. And Lysander is just trying to gain support.
Yeah.
Through whatever means. And then we end with Darrow once again surrounded by friends and Lysander getting his shit kicked in.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Very literally.
Yeah. I feel like after this segment, I'm very happy as a reader, as a howler. So this goes back to if you've seen when Hail Reaper was making us like, how do you read the book? And as a howler, you're so like, Lysander's at the bottom of the bottom, and Darrow's got his boys back. Like, this is the literal boys are back in town. That even though Darrow and Cassius are currently curled up, freezing cold, we assume they're gonna make it. But still, like, you're like, all three of the brothers are together and have never actually really been together. Because even if we go back to Red Rising, you go all the way back. Yeah, they were all House Mars, but Severo was off on his own. Cassius and Darrow were together. And then Cassius goes off, so you get Darrow and Severo together. And that's what you get until you just get the end of Morningstar that the three of them work together. Gets
murdered.
Yes, you get that little bit of Morningstar, the three of them together. And then Cassius is off trying to raise Lysander. And this is the first time, and I mean, we're assuming they're sticking together, but you just get that glimpse of the three of them actually working together for the first time in the series. And it feels right. You know there's going to be tension because Severo and Cassius have never really been in a chapter together actually working together since Morningstar.
Yeah.
Because you know Morningstar we never saw the back planning of that, but you assume that at some point they had to say, hey, Severo, you're going to fake dead for a while. Trust us on this. But this is the moment where, and Cassius fully goes, cool, I will put my life in Severo's hands. He at no point questions it. He just does it. And it all feels right now. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah, because I think, there was this, there's Morningstar, and then there's like the small moment at the Institute where Severo helps save them from the lock.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
But
chapter 26.
Yeah.
Good times.
You're right. I forgot about that one. But they've never really been.
And then it separates. Yeah.
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 So it's good to see. It's good to see all of them under the same roof again at this point, and you can only hope that it goes well.
Yes,
with the inevitable tension that's there.
Well, this is it. Is we're gonna get some Darrow and Severo tension, some Cassius and Severo tension.
Definitely never been addressed.
Yeah.
And to just foreshadow a little bit, but I look forward to seeing Darrow sleep in Lysander's bed. What does end up happening.
Sounds really gross.
Spoil just a little bit. No, get your mind out of the gutter. This is why you're the relationships and in the spaceships. I never didn't think of it that way.
But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Bond, for coming on.
Absolutely.
This has been incredible. Thank you so much.
I'd be happy to come on again sometime.
Yes. Well, we will definitely get you on when we're going to talk myths. We will.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are right now. Lightbringer is taking up all our time until February.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Dude, it's such a big book. Especially in 5 chapter chunks.
We wanted to do it in perfectly split up chapter sections.
Yeah. And then the Patreon was like, no. The Patreon is who decided it was 5 chapters at the end, which works for this one. But
well, it annoys me because there's 1 chapter left in this section.
Yes.
Like in
chapter 11.
But the Patreon said no. Yeah.
I know. I voted for even chunks.
I went through and divided everything, and Crescent was like, "This is crazy that you did this," and then the Patreon was like, "Nah, 5 chapters. That's it. You're all gonna regret it, I'm sure." I'm kidding.
Yep. There's definitely gonna be points where we're like, "Nope, we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it."
Yep.
But yeah, so this will consume our lives until February, and then come end of February, we'll probably take a week off, and then we will start at least one, and then start doing full spoilers. It'll be full spoilers, and we will start doing deep dives into ships. Whether that is relationships, friendships, what did we decide to call enemy ships? Anyway,
faux ships,
faux ships. Anyway, and then spaceships as well. That we can have a whole episode devoted to the Archimedes, or the Morningstar / Lightbringer,
Flash.
Vanguard / Pax. Yeah. So
as it goes through all the characters.
Stay tuned with us. If you want to join us and you're listening, January 17th is the next opening we have for an episode. We have a lot of people join the Patreon.
What chapters are those, Skipper?
I have no idea off the top of my head. I just know that Jabs was like, I think you need someone soon. And I was like, I really don't.
61 to 65.
61 to 65. If you are passionate about those, reach out to us.
The only other opening we have is 77 to 80 that will air February 7th.
60 through 65, or 61 through 65.
Oh, we're going to get Bond now. Lock it in now. Live on the episode.
That's Lyria and that's people. Yeah. Yep. It's
Yeah.
people. That's people.
Those are people.
It's characters.
That is people to discuss.
In
there
conflict.
are people to discuss. Yeah. Yeah, I could go.
Yeah,
for that.
so
Let's toss me on there.
done deal. All right. If you now want to come on, it's going to be February. Thank you so much, Bond. It has been incredible. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Check out our Patreon. Check out our Redbubble. Howlerhollow.net.
Jess Lost in Books on Etsy.
Yeah.
God. Oh, the other thing I want to shout out, pre-orders for Terran from Fabled Spirits, The Flame of Prometheus, just dropped. Go check that shit out, because I know it's going to be the shit.
Yeah. So to do that, it's right now through Phantom Press or through your, I think it's local indie. We will have links below. Phantom Press does ship worldwide.
Yeah,
which
you can get.
For those of us who are not American, is incredible, and they come signed. And there is one that you can get it through.
It is very expensive to get a signed one in Canada. I will tell you that.
We will collaborate on that one of how we can get an American to ship it up to us. But there is a few different ways. You can also
pre-order it on Kindle.
Yeah.
Amazon
will be soon, but not yet.
Go check it out.
So go check her out. That is Taryn Davidson, if you're looking her out, Fabled Spirits, but we know her best as Twist. She is one of our favorite human beings. So.
And that book releases January 24. Or no, January 9th, 24?
Yeah.
Sure.
Is that the right number?
January of 2024.
January of 24.
Yes, we'll go with that.
That way,
check it out.
I can't be wrong.
Yeah. We highly support her. We love her. And then I'm just going to give a shout out because we've mentioned them this episode to Hail Reefer, Howler Pod, and Words and Whiskey, all of our older siblings of podcasts who are way more professional than we are. Go check all of them out because we would not be here without them. So look at us. Look at us go. That's great.
You're not wrong.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Catch you next week.
Cheers.